Hola a todos y a todas. Me llamo Alessandra y soy tu profesora de español. Spanish isn't just a language. It's a window into culture, food, music, and daily life in dozens of countries. Today, we'll start from zero. But by the end of this lesson, you'll know the first words and phrases you actually need to speak and understand real Spanish. Welcome to Airlearn Spanish, your go-to spot for learning real, practical Spanish without boring drills. This is where you go from feeling lost to speaking with confidence, one step at a time. Learning is faster when you practice speaking in context. So, Airlearn lets you repeat these sounds and words in real-life scenarios, from greetings to short conversations, so your Spanish becomes natural and not memorized. Ready to build your first Spanish toolkit? Let's go! Spanish pronunciation is straightforward once you know a few key sounds. Here are the essentials. Let's begin with vowels, as they are always consistent. A would be a, like father. E is I, like bed. I is E, like machine. O is O, like note. U is U, like moon. Now, in Spanish, we have the rolled R, like in perro, which is dog, versus pero, which actually means but. Don't worry about perfect rolling yet. A light tap works. Now, the J sound, it sounds like a strong English H, like in jamón, which is ham. In Spanish, we have this ñ letter, which is like NY in cañon. So año, which means year. Now the C and the Z sound can also be a bit confusing. Often sounds like a soft TH in Spanish, like zapato, shoe, ciudad, which is city. Spanish letters can change pronunciation slightly depending on the country. For example, in Spain, the C sound before E and I sounds like TH, the. But in Mexico, it sounds like S. Master these sounds and you'll already sound much more Spanish. Now, let's build your first real conversation. Repeat after me and I'll translate each sentence. Step number 1, greetings. Hola, which is hello. Buenos días, which means good morning. Buenas tardes, good afternoon. Buenas noches, good evening or good night. Now, step number 2, let's ask someone how they are, which in Spanish is ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Informally. We also have it in a formal way, which in Spanish is ¿Cómo está usted? Which is also how are you? Step number 3, responding to this question. In Spanish, you would say Estoy bien, gracias, which means I am good, thank you. ¿Y tú? Which means and you? Now step number 4, saying goodbye. Adiós, which means bye. You can also say hasta luego, which means see you later. Nos vemos, which means see you. Did you know in Latin America, greetings are often accompanied by a light cheek kiss or handshake, depending on the country. Now, these are words you'll use every day. Sí, which means yes. No, which means no. Por favor, which means please. Gracias, which is thank you. Lo siento, I am sorry. ¿Dónde? Which means where. ¿Qué? Which means what. ¿Cuánto cuesta? How much does it cost? Baño is bathroom. Agua is water. In Spain, it's common to say gracias even to taxi drivers or shopkeepers, showing politeness in daily interactions. One of the first questions learners have is, what is the difference between tú and usted? So, tú is an informal, friendly way to say you with family and people your age. We use usted for a more formal way with strangers, elders, or in professional settings. For example, ¿Cómo estás tú? Is how are you? And you would say this to a friend. Then you have ¿Cómo está usted? How are you to a teacher or a stranger? When unsure, it is best to use usted. It's safer than being too casual. Here are phrases to survive your first Spanish interactions. No entiendo means I don't understand. ¿Puede repetir? Can you repeat? ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? ¿Habla inglés? Do you speak English? Una cerveza, por favor. A beer, please. Now, practice saying these out loud. And try inserting your name or city for extra realism. For example, me llamo Alessandra. My name is Alessandra. Soy de Marbella. I'm from Marbella. In Spanish, action words, the verbs, help you actually communicate. So, for example, querer means to want. Yo quiero una cerveza. I want a beer. The verb tener means to have. Yo tengo una pregunta means I have a question. The verb ser y estar means to be. Yo soy estudiante. I am a student. Or you can say, yo estoy cansada, which means I am tired. The verb ir means to go. Voy a casa, which means I am going home. Poder means can. You can ask, ¿puedo entrar? Can I come in? In Spanish, context matters. Using estar versus ser correctly shows you understand subtle differences like temporary versus permanent states. Now, let's put it all together in a mini dialogue. Repeat each line with me. Hola, me llamo Alessandra. Hello, my name is Alessandra. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Estoy bien, gracias. I am good, thank you. ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? Gracias. Thank you. Adiós. Goodbye. Use gestures and tone. Spanish is as much about expressions as words. Now, keep the momentum going with Airlearn. Short, interactive lessons help you practice these phrases, verbs, and mini conversations until they feel natural, not just memorized. You've taken your first big step in speaking Spanish, learning sounds, greetings, essential words, verbs, and mini conversations. That's one step closer to sounding like a local. Nos vemos next time.